Oh, wait. Okay.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Potluck Podcast. This is your butthurt disclaimer. Parental and or sponsor advisory. Our goal is to offer a recovery-based podcast with a twist of humor. The expressions and opinions voiced here are those of the individual speaker and are not of the collective. Our primary purpose is to carry the message and to help others to achieve sobriety. We don't feel the need to be original, but we certainly don't want to be extra crispy. You think by now I had that down by heart, but or could at least, have some kind of rhythm to it.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah. So,
how
was y'all's week?
Thread.
Maybe pushing it.
Sometimes, maybe, yeah. Yeah. Perception.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay. How was y'all's week?
Short. Long, but short.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Well, that's better than slow.
Oh, it was slow.
Yeah. Mine wasn't, relatively.
Mine was a 3 out of 5 workday week.
Again?
What?
You had one last week. I think it was last week was... No, it was 3.
I left early 3 days last week.
Yeah.
No, this week I didn't go in for 3 days.
Do per till.
So it was not a 3 missed days out of.
No, I worked 3 days out of 5, is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed 2 days. I went and took that driving test. It's 3.5 hours away.
How was that?
For the motorcycle.
And then, great success? No? Maybe?
By definition, I should have failed.
But you didn't.
From my understanding. No, they gave me the card. There was a couple others that passed too that definitely should not have. So everyone beware on the road. So we see motorcycles.
Well?
Yeah. I mean, I learned a couple things, you know what I'm saying? I did learn a couple things.
That's good.
Not only do I need to stay away from the other cars, but the other bikes too. But it was free, you know what I'm saying? It was worth the time, I'll say.
Okay.
That was a wink.
So, was it an actual test or was it a class?
It was
Or both?
Both.
Okay.
Nah, no, not both.
No, not both?
Just a road course kind of thing, like with little cones and weaving in and out, starting, stopping,
It was kinda cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I'm a fairly small guy,
Yeah.
and I felt like a gorilla on a tricycle.
Okay.
Like the bike I got is big.
Yeah.
It is almost 900 pounds, and it's hard to just keep balanced.
Yeah.
And the bike they put me on, like I could stand there with my hands in the air and just wobble it between my legs. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing that on my bike. Okay, so I question whether it even does me any justice.
Yeah.
I guess, but the idea of handling the motorcycle kind of helped. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got a few.
But aren't you
pointers.
supposed to be able to stand and hold the bike? I mean, isn't that kind of the right size? You don't want it to be to the point that you can't.
It may be too big for me, but it's okay. I'll grow into it.
Perception.
Yeah, perspective. So, yeah. Other than that, so Friday last week was one of the days I took off.
Yeah. You did it again this week, didn't you?
But Thursday, no, I took Thursday off.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Thursday last week, I was sweeping the floors. Turns out I may be allergic to brooms.
Were you state raised like I was?
Who?
State raised.
Self-raised. State came later.
So, state raised.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page here. You said you're allergic to a broom, that's why I say that.
I come down with the most odd sore throat around Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
No other symptoms all week long other than my throat, my air passage was constricted, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
son, especially when I was trying to sleep, when I would try to swallow, it was like my throat would almost stick together. It was like I'm swallowing rocks. It was really painful, quite frustrating.
Yeah.
I had to imagine the only thing I'd come to is when I was sleeping Thursday, I breathed in some metal particles and some sand. It really had my throat messed up, dude. So I ended up going urgent care early Tuesday or Wednesday, and then not long after I left there, went to the ER and neither of them done anything.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Whatever day.
You kids are early.
Yeah. How you doing, Miss Jerry?
Anywho, how was your guys' week?
Yeah. It went by pretty quick. It seemed like it was like yesterday and it was Monday, but it wasn't. Yesterday was definitely Friday. Work was good all up until like
Let me check. Yeah, yesterday was Friday.
yeah. I think Thursday? No, it was Wednesday. I had kidney stones, back in like 2016. Thought I passed them all. Apparently I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. But my kidneys, it was like they were inflamed. And it hurt so bad. I was going through a lot of pain.
Pickle juice.
Tomato juice?
No. Pickle and tomatoes, not the same.
No,
Pretty
but they're
sure,
both acidic.
but vinegar.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I drank water and apple juice.
Yeah.
That helped a lot.
Pickle juice is delicious.
Yeah, it is.
So did this dissolve itself, or?
Well, I don't know if it they haven't been hurting since I started drinking apple juice and water. I'm also drinking Snapple Mango. That's fire too. But anyway, since then, they haven't been hurting like that. I don't know what it was, but I was going through it. So much to the point where, like, for the first time in probably about 4 or 5 months, I actually contemplated leaving work. It was unbearable, But I stuck it out, got home, drank been drinking nothing but water and juice.
So you are or you're not drinking the Kool-Aid?
No Kool-Aid.
No Kool-Aid, okay.
No Kool-Aid, no. Yeah. But, other than that, though, it works. So, for the first time in a couple weeks, I had 40-plus hours.
40 plus?
40-plus hours.
You doing the most. You
Doing the most, Last week, works like 32 hours. So, I seen my check, and I was not happy.
Yeah.
So, I was like, we're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Work it's been good though. I can't have anything to complain about. You know what I mean? Life's just better on this side. Like, even with the financial situations that I find myself in, it's still a hell of a lot better than it was. I find everything to be grateful for. So life's better. My week's been good. How was yours? How was your,
It's coming back up.
Step up to the mic.
My week's been good. It has been a very good week. Yep, got to go on a little mini adventure. Found Baby Mountains in Kentucky.
Baby mountains.
Well, it's better than they were cool. Like they were little mountains, but it was wonderful. And I like road trips, and I haven't been on any road trips since I moved here.
well, hang on, where? Where did you find these mountains? Did you go to
To the most
Eastern Kentucky?
yes,
The Hazard?
Very
Like,
east.
that area? That's where you went?
Past Red River Gorge.
yes. I
Yeah.
have some fantastic videos of motorcycle school that I'm not allowed to show.
No. We can neither confirm nor deny whether there was videos taken.
Okay. Okay.
I am sad though because I was the one day, you know what I mean. Normally I have extra clothes with me, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any pants, and had I, or had somebody said something, I might have had a motorcycle license.
So the lesson we learned from this was pants.
Worth
Don't leave home without them.
We
Okay.
stopped at Walmart.
So-
Suggestions made before we get to the top of the mountain to do the test.
Well, I think we'll have pants next time we get to the mountain, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was fun. I got some things straightened out. So I have court on Wednesday this week, and excited. I got to talk to the lawyer, which so I couldn't have done class because I was doing a lawyer appointment. We'll see where that goes. Let's see. Wednesday. I'm getting further along in my
Mike.
in my MRT class, and
It's hump day.
Hump day.
I had to work though Wednesday night because I just changed up my schedule, and the dishwasher was broken. The full machine was dismantled. I'm talking,
What was wrong with you?
don't know. It's still sort of broken, but it works better than using the 3-sink system that we ended up using on the.
You're talking about the actual machine.
Yes.
Awesome.
We were talking about you.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
the actual
Okay.
dish machine
Okay. Yeah.
to put the dishes into, like run them through.
Yeah. Broken.
Very much broken. But guess what?
What?
It broke on Tuesday. And I didn't work Tuesday. So it wasn't my fault. So I was just happy about that. I was like, hey, I wasn't here. I had a job interview Thursday.
Oh yeah.
No,
We don't know what day.
Friday. Yesterday.
Okay.
It was yesterday.
Okay, it was
I had
probably
a job
Friday.
interview yesterday. But I called about it, and they called me Thursday and let
Yeah.
me come in. I hope that goes well. I would really like
Yeah.
Persistence.
persistence. They actually liked my persistence. She used the word. I'm very intrigued and impressed with your persistence. And I said, oh, good. So it's working out for me.
So, can I ask where?
Yes,
At your local.
dental office.
Oh, excellent.
As a front desk receptionist.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Office job. You know, we're talking about office jobs I did not apply for that job. Although, I believe it is still open.
Well, you know you can't get an interview if you don't apply.
Right.
Yeah. Doubting myself.
And then say
Self-doubt,
something.
you know.
Hey, I put my application in.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I called this place 4 times. When I called them Thursday, they said, well, you'll hear from us Monday or Tuesday. Waited it out. I was like, I'm just not going to call them. And then something's like, you better call them. So I called. And they're like, we already started the interview process. She already looked at a bunch because we had a whole bunch of applications, a whole bunch of resumes came in. So we just kind of grabbed some. And like, I do remember you called and I said I'd call you back. So let me see. Our lady will be in at noon and I'll call you back. Whether yes or no, I'll at least ask her. And so my persistence was,
Yeah. It's key.
look, I know I don't have a lot of experience in it, but I'm really interested. I'm a quick learner, and I would love even just an opportunity to interview. If I don't make the cut, I don't make the cut. Just give me an interview, please, if you can. She goes, I'll call you back. I was like, but if you can't, it's cool. I had to at least make one more call.
Yeah.
So when I went in there, and they called me back Thursday afternoon, she said it would be around noon. It was like 2.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, we can do it, but you got to do it tomorrow, and you get these 2 times. I was like, done. I'll be there. And get in there. She's like, your persistence is very, I really like that. You know, that was what I'm like, I hope that's so serious. Like, it was a 15-minute interview. It was really quick. I made it to work. I had to go straight to work after that, but I don't know. I'm just hoping and praying because I am ready to move forward.
Yeah. Progress.
Yeah, and I haven't called anybody else that I've interviewed with, but it's been a good so far. It's been a fabulous week. I went home and I got my chores done. I got my room slightly cleaner. Get the little ladies later this afternoon.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So may I ask, you said you didn't call anybody else you applied for?
Yep.
1, can I ask why? And 2, this suggests maybe resting on my laurels. I did call the one and I did get an interview, so I'm not going to call the others.
No, because the others, well, some they denied the application, and then the other ones were just like, let's just go for it. This one, I have some, I don't know. I applied for a lot of random ones, just trying something new. And then some I don't really want, but I applied it. I really don't want to do factory work again, but they have good money. And they're putting all these things out right now for different, like,
A lot of them. I got
working
them
just,
too.
you can either do like 3, 10, or 12-hour days, or you can do like the different shifts that are available. But then I got that one in. That one was in Louisville, and I'm like, I ain't doing it. No, I'm not driving all the way out there. I want to stay somewhere close by.
Yeah.
Because I really am not trying to knock out all my meetings. Like, there's plenty of jobs that are open Monday through Friday in the daytime.
Yeah.
You know? I could go back to retail. I did go on to apply at work because I used to work for TJ Maxx. I went on to go apply. $12 an hour. No. I have to get at least... And that was the other part. I wish I would have answered the question all the way, but I hate when people ask me, how much are you looking to make?
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that question. I have a really hard time answering that. So I looked at them, and I almost said it, and then I was like, listen, I'm making $12 an hour right now. If I can make more than that, that would be fantastic. I was like, I have to do something more than that. I can't afford my rent and everything right now on that. I'm getting low. So as long as it's more than that, I'm good. They wrote it down. They're like, hey, we understand that, you know. Because if I go up a little too high, then they'll pick somebody else. But if I just say more than this, maybe I'll get the job. And then in 90, they have a bunch of perks, but 90 days is like the golden time. And I'll have a job that I actually get time off, like paid time off, vacation time. Like, I've never had a job like that. I never had a job like that. Never.
I get it.
You know, I worked at roller rink. I've worked on a tourism in Colorado. I worked on the train for the summertime as a waitress that did the tours up and down the Royal Gorge, and then Sand Express, which I did Christmas caroling one year, and I was a server the other year, and it's tourism, but and totally my thing. I don't know.
Wow.
I haven't called the rest of them because I don't think that they would take me anyway, or because the ones have already denied me and said your application was not picked for something that I should. I mean, don't know why it wasn't. I don't look into it too much if I haven't called the other ones because I'm good.
Right on.
Yeah.
I don't want to get all up in my feelings right now. I just no.
Right on.
Right on.
Next on the agenda. What you got?
I thought you had something pulled up.
You're right.
What are you talking about? Yours is already open.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read today's reflections. April 18th, self-honesty. The deception of others is nearly always rooted in the deception of ourselves. When we're honest with another person, it confirms that we have been honest with ourselves and with God, as Bill sees it, page 17. When I was drinking, I deceived myself about reality, rewriting it to what I wanted it to be. Deceiving others is a character defect, even if it is just stretching the truth a bit or cleaning up my motives so others would think well of me. My higher power can remove this character defect, but first I have to help myself become willing to receive that help by not practicing deception. I need to remember each day that deceiving myself about myself is setting myself up for failure or disappointment in life and in Alcoholics Anonymous. A close, honest relationship with a higher power is the only solid foundation I've found for honesty with self and with others. So, I don't know, that kind of makes me think of that reading we did this morning where it's talking about the patience, you know, and in the trouble, through the troubles or whatever. And I think along with, like I shared this morning, with that, along with that first prayer of relieving me of the obsession, he allowed me to do that. without even me knowing I needed that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not focusing on the trouble, just focusing on the day and the task at hand at the moment, you know.
Right.
It wasn't even one day at a time, it was one moment at a time, you know. And then all that stuff I could drive myself crazy about trying to anticipate, you know, coming and what's gonna come of it and all that and the other. I don't know, it's kind of almost like he knows what I need without me knowing what I need.
It's absolutely it.
You know what I mean? But, you know, I feel like he only does that when I am in close contact with him, you know, and humbly, you know,
Yeah.
bringing myself to him.
Right.
So that's what I got on that.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Very similar prayer, you know. Like I was saying earlier, like that. The being relieved of that, like you said, the obsession, just that taste, and then like I'll randomly have like a taste of like saline, you know what I mean, and like. That's still not a temptation for me anymore. You know what I mean? Like before, I would get that taste in my mouth, and then like I'm off and running again. You know what I mean? And then I look at it as like a reminder, like a subtle reminder. Like if you fall off the wagon, this is where you're gonna go. You know what I mean? Literally, when it says that, you know, could restore us to sanity, you know what I mean? I'm very, very grateful for that, you know, being restored to sanity, having that power of choice again, you know what I mean? And able to think clearly about whatever happens, you know what I mean? And like even more so, like to the point where a lot of the times, like something will, like maybe like someone asked me if I wanted to go do something or something like that, you know, I'm able to pray about it right then, you know what I mean? Now whether I get a response right away isn't, you know, up to me to determine really, but a lot of the time, like if I have to think about it, I'm not going to do it. And I feel like that is where that power of choice comes in, you know what I mean? Like where that being restored to sanity came in for real, for me anyway. Because then at that point, I have the ability to say no. And literally when I say the ability, like that's exactly the ability. You know what I mean? Because like before it's like, hey, you want to go do something? Yeah. There was no thought. You know what I mean? There was no like that ability wasn't there. You know, and that's the other thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I've been granted the ability to say no today. Yeah. You know.
Okay, with nothing there, I'd like to switch gears.
Yeah.
We also spoke this morning about workplace and co-workers.
Yes.
And instances where we've ever been approached by.
Oh yeah. A couple times.
An opportunity.
Yeah. A couple times. Temptations.
Yes, temptations.
Yes.
And or we see the apparently intoxicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the thought comes to mind, I could just ask.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you got a little something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I got one coworker. I've been there for almost a year now, and there's only been about 3 instances where I feel like there were feelers put out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Oh, I've got to get pain pills, whatever a day or so, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
yeah.
Why are you bringing this up to me?
Right.
Like I've told you.
Probably several times.
That it's not what I do anymore.
Yeah.
And or he mentioned, it's been such a long time since I had a good toot. You know, and I'm like, Yeah, why? You know, and I just, in each instance, basically do a turnabout
Yeah.
and kind of walk off. I'll leave them with a little comment, you know, like, not about that life, whatever, you know. Yeah, I've had my fair share of something, you know, like,
Yeah. Keep it pushing.
right.
Yeah.
And I can't allow that to discourage me or to deter me. I can't let that be a reason that I go look for another job. Yeah. Because it's going to be at any job.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's going to be, I ain't got to be at a job, bro. We was at, may have been Thunder over Louisville.
Yeah.
And we're kind of walking around downtown. And they got chairs and a table set up. And I just sit down for a second because, you know, her and the kids was getting something from a vendor or whatnot. So I'm there with the family.
Yeah.
But I just have that look,
Yeah.
apparently. And little
Oh,
buddy,
I get it.
little buddy just comes out of nowhere, sits down at the table with me, and it's like, man, you want to find you looking for? And I'm like, no, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if the old lady and the kids weren't here, it'd be a different story. But
Right.
you know, no, I don't know why you're talking to me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what old lady would tell me. Well, you just kind of look like.
Yeah.
What? Like what? I look like what?
Yeah.
I look strung out. I look like junkie. You know what I'm saying? I look like dope fiend. What is it?
Well,
You know, don't sugarcoat that shit.
right. So it's funny you say that. A couple weeks ago, I went to go get a pizza for us. I go into Pizza Hut. This guy sitting there, out like in the lobby or whatever. I'm assuming that he worked there because the guy that's behind the counter, they were talking. I'm assuming he was waiting to clock in. So I'm standing there waiting for my pizza to come out of the oven. I'm literally watching it in the oven come out. And the guy looks over at me. He's like, "Hey, you smoke?" I was like, "Cigarettes?" And he's like, "You don't smoke weed?" "No." "Why do you ask?" He's like, "Well, I got some." I don't care. Like, now I used to be that person. Like, "Hey man, you need this?" You know what I mean? Like, I got it, you know? So I get where he's coming from, but like, why do you work here? Why are you asking random people that walk in the door if they want to buy some weed from you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But it's like he was talking about like that. Do I just look like it? And then I was telling you outside about that guy that for the second time, after me done telling him once before that, like, no, I don't. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I don't do none of that. They would come up to me for the second time about a month ago, not even a month ago, and ask me if I wanted to buy some from him. This is at work. You know what I mean? It's, to some, I guess it could be disheartening, you know what I mean? But like, it's, no matter where you go, you know, it's like that whole thing, like you take you with you, you know? Like, it doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter what job I have, you know, whether it be in a restaurant, in a factory, in a dentist's office. It doesn't, like, you know, you're always going to find that one person, or that one person is always going to find you, you know. And I've been questioning myself, though, like, do I just look like someone that just be abusing drugs? Probably, because I did before, you know, but I don't know. Sometimes I've been feeling like I just look like it, you know. And then another question that pops in my mind is like, am I always gonna look like it? Like, am I always gonna be like appealing to someone else using drugs, like to be okay to approach about something like that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's kind of like what I shared earlier, though. I am always going to be appealing, no matter how many years I say I have.
Yeah.
Because I was the one, like, when I was using it, I heard somebody, oh, yeah, you know, that means you ain't done it in a few years. Man, that should be good for you.
Right. So
This going to feel real good for you. You know, let's go around back. Come on around the corner. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So
POS. Look, it ain't even that, bro. Just ignorant.
yeah. Ignorance. Yes. So you was talking about that, you know. I used to live behind the Healing Place in Louisville. and I would wait for them to go on the trudge. Hey, I know y'all need some. Piece of shit.
Yeah. See, man, I wouldn't even like it, dude. I'm gonna tell you. Even when I was in the madness, I would have asked you. If you said no, straight.
Yeah.
I was not trying to pressure you. As a matter of fact, I'd tell you. This is the last time I ever asked you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, the ex was selling weed.
Yeah.
And we would get off right there on Dixie. You can circle back. As soon as you take the right over by Ken Towers, you take the right going south on Dixie, take the immediate right, and you come up beside Stepworks. They'd be all out there smoking. And she's like, oh, I bet they could all use some vapes. I'm like, that's so...
Yes.
That's so disturbing and heartless, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, they're trying to get their life right. You know what I'm saying? At least maybe some of them.
Yeah.
You know? And then it progressed to, we come up the road one day, she's like, I'm about to stop. And I was like, let me out.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get out. You know, I didn't even want no part of it then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's so seeing.
But she also has never...
Yeah.
She also has never... tried to do a program, tried to put nothing down that she just couldn't put down.
Yeah.
Never had a problem.
Right. See, like, I didn't understand what I would... Let me take it back. I did understand what I
Look, bro,
would
you
do.
write scripts in my name.
Yeah.
Okay? But never had a problem. You know? And
course
you didn't even
not.
tell me about it.
Yeah.
You know, send me in there to the pharmacy to get fill these damn pills, bro.
Yeah. I went to the doctor. I'm in drug court. I go to the doctor because I've been having problems breathing. This is a couple months ago. It's probably about 4 or 5 months ago. And I tell the doctor, I said, I'm in drug court. I cannot take any type of none of that. Okay. You know what he prescribed me?
Huh?
Sudafed.
Yeah.
What part of I'm in drug court and I can't take any of this? Does that make? I mean, I don't understand. You know, and I did not go refill. I didn't even get the. There was the Sudafed, and then he gave me, it was a nasal spray. I didn't even go get the prescriptions.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even want to be tempted. And I don't even like, you know, the whole pill thing. I did that before, didn't like it, still don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't even like taking Tylenol, okay?
Yeah.
So, but the fact that you prescribed me Sudafed after me telling you, hey, I'm in drug court, blows my mind,
Yeah.
okay? But like, what?
So when I went to the hospital, when I hit my hand with a grinder a few months back,
Yep.
they said, are you allergic to anything? I said, I'm allergic to narcotics. He's like, oh, yeah, really, what happened? I said, eat them all. and so then last month when I was sick,
Yeah.
I had a discussion with a friend. Can neither confirm nor deny whether they may be present at the time, like at this moment. But
Yeah.
And they said, well, you give some daytime. I said, I don't do daytime.
Yeah.
I don't do daytime meds.
Yeah.
What? I was like, yeah, no. I said, they really get me weird and up and shaky, and I don't do daytime meds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm really cautious about the nighttime meds I take.
Yeah.
You know? And says something about pseudoephedrine. I was like, no.
Absolutely
I
not.
said, no. I said, they make stuff with that.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, yeah. I said, yes, they do. I said, as a matter of fact, if you buy it too many times, you're going to get a visit from the 3-letter organization. You know what I mean? Like, I know because I used to go buy the shit and sell it to them.
Yeah.
And trade it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we're looking on the back. She says, no, it's pseudoephedrine. I said, that's acetaminophen.
Yes.
It's not the same. I said, acetaminophen is Tylenol.
Yeah.
I said, the pseudoephedrine is
Yeah.
the byproduct of
Yes.
the other
Yes.
Can I step in?
up.
Yeah.
You're already here.
Yes. Well, okay. I cannot say I always say acetaminophen. I can't say
Acetaminophen.
Yes. I can't say whatever Tylenols actually spell. I've always called it that.
That's like saying it's like saying ibuprofen.
Acetaminophen. Yeah, you said it.
Acetaminophen.
Were you there for that conversation?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ibuprofen.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Ibuprofen.
No. Ibuprofen.
Yeah. I love old boy comes in and says, I'm grateful for ibuprofen.
Yeah.
So when I had said acetaminophen, I said it's Tylenol, and you said it's not.
No,
and I said it is, and then when we read it, we
When I find myself in an argument today, I've already lost.
There was a misunderstanding because of mispronunciation, so clarity is key. I didn't realize that. But isn't Sudafed something you can buy it? Well, like just a
Absolutely.
percent, right?
No.
Sudafed is.
Like a PE or something like that. I don't know. I just remember sometimes you take it as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize.
But you can only buy so much Sudafed.
I get
it's
it.
like
I
a
now
box
understand
every
what
6
you're
months.
saying.
If
I
you
just
buy
didn't know at the time.
any more than 2 boxes a year, then you get put on a list that
That's
you
just
weren't
not
already
out.
on. What?
Never mind.
Continue.
I what's the word?
Digress.
Digress.
Yeah.
I kept trying to say rescind it.
You can rescind too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me.
Nobody.
No, don't make
know. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
Well, I love myself all the time.
Okay.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Look, everybody likes to say God has a sense of humor.
Yes.
That may be possible, but I was supplying the material the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I feel like no. Go ahead.
No,
No,
you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So, have you guys seen the movie The Truman Show?
Who?
The Truman Show?
My wife?
Truman Show.
Yes.
Yes.
The one with
Yes.
yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yes.
It's
So,
amazing. I'd never seen it until I was like 25 years old.
like,
It's amazing.
You're 27 now?
33 now.
One day will come when you appreciate that.
so that's how, like, that's how I feel that God watches us. Does
No,
that make
I
sense?
get it, dude.
Like,
I can't count the times I would look around and be like, man, where's
Yeah.
the cameras and who is watching this shit?
yeah. Like, I feel that's what
Y'all
I
think it's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've always felt like that. Like, especially after I seen that movie, and then I was like, so that's what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, but that's how I feel. Like, especially like, you know, when we do dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in the Madness, I used to say that they're bidding on us. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna do what? You know. But then like, and then like, you know, I realize now like maybe that's just, you know, that's how he like watches us. Because like you think about it, like I can't see what you see. You know what I mean? You can't see what I see.
Dude, you know, I actually had that thought when I was a kid. Like, why can't I see me?
Yeah.
But
Right.
I can see all y'all. Like they cameras or something, you know what I mean? Like I can't really see me. I look in the mirror and I see the reflection, but is that me? Am I seeing what you see?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. This took a deep turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's how I feel like life is for real. And like I would be Truman, you know, or you would be Truman. Or,
When I heard of this movie, it's actually when I met my ex. He told me about it, right? So this is first started using. So and I'm a big fan of The Matrix and Terminator and all those movies.
Good
so
movies.
then you throw this one in there, because I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it made a whole lot of sense,
Yeah.
but you know what some of the thought process was, you know. But I was like, this is a crazy
Yeah.
movie. On top of that, my dad, who is his birthday today, Randy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Randy.
Happy birthday.
And, he had.
Okay, Randy.
He's really big into facts, right? And so when I've gone out to visit, we get talking, you know, and he's kind of like, once you know the truth, do you really want to know? Because if you really want to know, Brie, I'll tell you. But just know once you know, you can't unknow it, you know? But I would rather know the truth than live naively like I did for a long time, or be gullible like I did the whole first half of my life. I'd rather at least know. And so you go through, and so as I'm telling things like that I know, and then I find this movie, and I'm just like, man, there's so much to different things. But I really like Jim Carrey. That was a very, very good movie.
Deep, too. It's real deep. So what were you going to say before I rudely interrupted?
You didn't rudely interrupt. I think I started to interrupt. So I saw this thing on Facebook, and I just thought it would be interesting conversation.
What thing?
What thing?
You know, pray tell.
Yes.
Yeah. Do
Please
please.
elaborate.
So, it's from a group
Enlighten me.
which is called Rooted in Christ Recovery. And it just simply states, you meet your 18-year-old self. You are allowed to say 3 words. What do you say?
Pardon the French. Don't fuck up.
See, I couldn't say that. And the reason why I couldn't say that is because, like, we was talking about the tribulations and the trials and,
So,
I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't fucked up all those times. We was going through all those, I'm gonna just specifically use the mugshots that I have 3 pages online of, and there's probably more. Had I not gone through those things, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, honestly, follow God. And it's only 2. That's probably the only thing I could say, really.
It's kind of funny because after I said that, and I'm sitting here thinking, if I was seeing me and talking to me,
Yeah.
what I thought was run to God.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I can think of.
so what was interesting about this post was that when I first read it, the first 3 words that popped in my head as I thought them, and I said it out loud laughing, and I was like, well, I wouldn't say that, because same thing, right? Because at first I'm like laughing, I'm like, don't do drugs. I didn't realize it was a recovery post, but in the moment that I finished saying that, I was like, well, that's not what I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the pictures I just showed you guys up on the mountain. I'm 18 years old in that picture. You know, like I'd done party drugs, going to party, whatever, but I hadn't, I was a drinker mostly at this point in time. Life wasn't completely,
Right.
I was just about to finish high school. So, the girl who wrote I had to share the whole thing. I shared the whole thing on my thing because of what she wrote. And because you could put in the comments. And the first comment I read, there goes me, and said, he is cartel. That was one of the comments. And that's funny, right? But what she wrote was, at first I started my answer.
That totally missed me. Dear diary.
He is cartel, was what somebody's comment was.
Okay. Just like in the madness, just because you repeat yourself doesn't mean
When you tell your 18-year-old self, somebody's answer was,
he is cartel.
right, so obviously the boyfriend was cartel. Is that what they would tell their 18-year-old self?
Oh, okay. Thank you for elaborating.
You're welcome.
No, you're talking about God is cartel. Like,
It made me laugh. I thought it was funny. Because it made sense to me, right? Because,
That's funny.
18-year-old girls, we want
Right.
to date the bad boys. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this lady had run, I'll just read the beginning part. But at first I started to type my answer with the aim to never start using. But I chose against that because my addiction is part of who I am today. The lessons and experiences and the people and the hardships, the consequences, good and bad, of my actions, all of that made me who I am today. And I'm proud of who I am, at least for the most part. And then she goes on about what, her kids and stuff. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because there's a whole lot. But her 3 words, she goes, if you read this far, 3 words I would tell my 18-year-old self is, you are worthy. Self-worth is still something I struggle with every day. But that's what she would tell herself, right? So I wrote a very short version, but I said, I love everything about this post. Everything I've done, good and bad, has made me who I am today. I also had a first reaction to what I would say, but now I would say, you are enough.
Yeah.
Like, that was
absolutely.
myself, because I
So-
had to think about that for a minute.
and even if I'm thinking about that even further, and let me back up before a relationship with God. So
Yeah.
I don't have a relationship with God.
Right.
Okay. I do. I'm saying
Then, right.
previously.
Yeah.
Right.
If I was to do this before I had a relationship with God, the 3 words would be learn to live. Because that's kind of what my answer is to why are you in the rooms? You know, why you work a program? You know, it's because I want to live. I want to experience life. You know what I mean? And that's what it's really, everything has really allowed me to do.
You know, it's as I sit here and think about it, I can still only come up with 2 words for real, and it's still just love yourself. You know what I mean? You know, I used to ask myself, even like when I first got into recovery, I would ask myself, like, I guess this was like really before I really started to believe in God, right? Because I would ask myself, like, if there's a God, why am I addicted to all this shit? You know what I mean? Why was that? I'm going to say he put me there because I clearly put myself in these positions, right? I clearly put myself in situations where, you know, I died several times. Like, I did that. He didn't do that. You know what I mean? But I asked myself, like, why am I addicted to drugs if there's a God? You know what I mean? That's not the case. You know what I mean? That's where that will, the free will comes in, right?
Yes.
Like the self-will, you know? But I wouldn't change any of that. I would go so far as to say, like, even the fact that I haven't gotten to see my kids since they were little, I wouldn't change that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't appreciate them when I get back. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be where I am today if they hadn't gotten taken. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like I'm that right there is hard to really say without like sounding, excuse my French, but fucked up, you know? Because I hate the fact that they got taken. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the hardest things I've still had to deal with, even now. You know, but I wouldn't be where I am at all if they hadn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then even furthermore, like for me to know, like that today I am worth finding. You know what I mean? Like, when they're ready, whenever that may be, whether it be a couple days or a couple weeks or a couple months or a couple years or maybe even 10 years, maybe even 20 years, I don't know. But when that time comes, I'll be worth finding. You know what I mean? But like, I wouldn't change none of that. I wouldn't change the fact that like I've been locked up so many times. I wouldn't change the fact that I've been away for so long. I wouldn't change none of that. You know, there's a reason why we don't regret the past, nor shut the door on it. You know what I mean? And that's why, for me, anyway.
Yeah.
That's why for me. You know, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have my relationship with my higher power. I wouldn't have the self-worth and the self-love that I have for myself today if I didn't go through all these things to get to where I am. You know what I mean? I wouldn't I wouldn't be grateful for anything, you know? Yeah.
So, I was sitting in a meeting a while back. It was probably about a year ago. And I walked in. Of course, I had my Bible with me at the time. And set it down at the table. And a friend across the table, what's that? I was like, that's my Bible. You know what I mean? I had a big book of the Bible and a journal.
Yeah.
I used to carry all these things with me a lot, and I don't carry any of them anymore. Maybe I need to look at that. But then they write a little note and pass me a note, you know. What does God say about drinking and why would God allow me to be alcoholic?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put a / at it.
Right.
And if I can answer that question today,
Yeah.
and I did kind of, in a way, I guess, kind of answer it the same way, but I would summarize it. With an alcoholic or addictive mindset, and then you add to it self-will. What do I choose to do with this mind that is alcoholic or addictive?
Right.
When I use the self-will to not obsess over the drugs and alcohol, but to obsess over the solution to it, to obsess over seeking God's will for me, you know, I believe that's where you put that key into the door,
Yeah.
and freedom is on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can ask that same question, right? Like, and this is something I've like I said, I thought about mainly when I first got into recovery, right? That same question. But then I started thinking about it. Like, you can ask, if that's the case, right? If that's how you really feel, okay, why would God allow someone to murder someone else? Right? That's still the point of self-will, free will, right? You made that choice to do that. He didn't do that to you. It's not his will for you. You know what I mean? So, like, as I thought about it, all these other questions start popping up, like, why would he allow this to happen? Why would he allow cancer to be there? You know, all these different things. Like, and I still come up with the same. I mean, obviously, cancer is not self-will. I mean, free will. I mean, unless you're like, you know, smoking cigarettes. You know, you know what I mean? Like that you chose to do that, so that initially could cause. That's a potential risk you're causing on yourself. You know what I mean? But like, a lot of the questions that I had early in recovery, you know, especially being like an addict or an alcoholic, like, why would he allow that to happen? You know, I pretty much answered myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it took a lot of prayer, you know, for me to get to that point. But when I realized, like, the answer to that question, you know, is free will.
So it's a line of questioning, though.
Yeah.
It's back to the why versus what.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, if I instead of asking why,
ask
what
what
did you last person to die?
Yeah.
Number one, questioning God's plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I won't never understand it anyway. Okay, but what?
Yeah.
Can I learn from this, or what can I do? You know.
Yeah. You know, since you brought that to my attention a while back, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? You know, I ask myself what all the time now.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of the times that I do it, I don't even realize I'm doing it until like after I done, you know, like, you know, but like I told you, I've been going through things, you know, mostly just financial shit, but like, I just find myself laying in bed like, what am I supposed to learn from this? You know, like, kind of like talking to God, you know, waiting for an answer, and then like a couple days later, I realize, you know, but it's that mindset, right? That change of from why, like I used to ask myself, like, why me, you know, and then I started telling myself, why not me, and then it started to change. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the same concept of like, I have to go to work, or I have to go to this meeting, or like I have to go to court. Like, once you change that perspective, right, from I have to I get to, you know, I get to go to work, I get to pay child support, I get to pay my rent, I get to go, I have the ability to go to court and leave court. You know what I mean? Like, it's like once you change like that whole perspective, you know, of I'm just say life, really, you know.
So, two things that will bring us down.
Yeah.
It's doubt.
Yeah.
And pride.
Yeah.
So when there are questions being presented in my mind This is where fellowship and having sponsors really comes into effect, okay? Because, and this is opinionated right here, when questions are presented in my mind, I feel like there's three sources they can originate from.
Yeah.
I can ask myself, where are they coming from? It's either Satan,
Yeah.
okay? It's God, because God answers me in questions
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Or it's myself.
Yeah.
A lot of times I don't need to be asking questions. Right? But, you know, and usually if God has answered me, it's due to a prayer that I've prayed, you know,
Yeah.
or a guidance that I'm seeking.
Yeah.
Okay. The devil be always trying to put the doubt in me. If it's a doubtful why question, it's probably me or the devil.
Yeah.
Either way, don't need to answer that question.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That just really kind of ran across my mind.
Yeah.
Again, it's the line of questioning. It's what question is being asked, and am I asking the right question? Is the right question being asked?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, in line, right? Obviously, free will, all that. There's a movie it brought to mind, and I was trying to figure out what it was called, and I'm really glad that I remembered, because at first I would have said the wrong one. It was also a book that I remember we read. We had the option to read it when I was in like 4th grade. I wish I would have, because the movie's amazing. Still might read it. It's called The Giver.
Yeah, it's a good book.
The movie came out 2014. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basically, it's about this perfect society, and they take away all memories. Like, it's tested on whatever. So it's a group of people, and the movie's in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And they take whatever their daily medicine or something, and they don't feel any emotions. Everything is, I apologize, we don't say sorry, everybody's happy all the time. Nobody hurts nobody, there's no war, there's no anger, there's no love. There is, they have the people who have the babies, they have the people that are picked up, you have the moms. That's all they do. They just, their role in society is that they give birth. They're the birthing mothers, and there's the people who take the babies and send them off to people, so nobody's attached, right? There's no attachment, and there's only one person in the whole society that has the memories of human beings, that knows what pain and anger and all that and hurt, because who wants to live in a world where there's war, where there's murder, where there's all this? And it shows you, because if you don't have those things, you also don't have the good, God gave us the world to inhabit. What we've put on the earth with sin, with murder, with the toxin, cancer is, caused from all the crap we eat in our food, all the extras that, ultimately is from humanity being human. God will watch out for us, but we live in a world that He's allowed. This is kind of Satan's domain. So whatever goes on here, like, He's still with us and He'll protect us, but He can't protect us from other people's free will. He can, but He can't stop. You know what I mean? What would be the point if God's like, well, you're not going to do? That would be controlling us. That free will.
We no longer have self-will.
Right.
Right. The free will is from, that's part of sin. That's part of sin. We can't, the amount of people that I've heard that have been hurt when they were children and by family, it doesn't matter really, but it does. Like, the amount of women that I've been to treatment with, that I'm blown away. And I could understand, like, who would? At that point in time, I could understand when they're like, how can there be a God? My dad hurt me when I was 5 years old. Like, I don't know how to answer that question other than that it was his decision. That was the dude who did that to you. That was their own free will. But God is there. You're going to be allowed to, what you've lived through, you'll be able to help somebody else, because that's always happening. That's been happening since the beginning of time. Since Roman times, people have been, Bible times, children have been hurt. But, it's not that it's God's will for you. It's that what we've lived through, God's going to use for his purpose later on. I don't know what my purpose, I didn't know what my purpose was. I grew up in a pretty good family. You know what I mean? It wasn't perfect, but it certainly wasn't what a lot of people have been through. I always had a heart for people that were, I just thought they've never been loved. Like my mom, growing up, like I knew what unconditional love was. I knew what God's love was. I wanted to show people, but they're like, who are you to tell us anything? You haven't done little Miss Goody Two-Shoes over here. Like, you don't know nothing about life. Why would we listen to you? I'm like, what do you mean? Life's great. Now I have who I was then, 18-year-old me, along with real life. And now I can, there's a lot of things I deal with that, I still have my own guilt of, I knew better for a lot of things that I did. And a lot of people have the luxury of being naive and didn't know, didn't know what God's law says. Oh, I knew what all of it said, and I did not follow, but I also have that experience that now I can help other people and bring them to the truth, and I've lived on both sides of it. I've lived on the nothing ever happened, and then life happened, and then tragedy struck that I never wanted to be a survivor of a significant other suicide. Never. I definitely sure didn't want my sons to have one parent that went through that, and then their other parent's an addict. Like, my poor boys, they're so sweet. But they got a whole lot. So I have to make sure I break that chain, because they already have, depression's already heavy, and the dad's side, his dad was alcoholic, but they don't, it's more mental health stuff. So we got mental health and we got addiction. Yeah. And so just constant prayer that, that they just stay on the path that they're on right now, because it's very scary. It's very scary to think about, especially in today's world and the video games and all the things, and I can't be mom all the way. I can put my 2 cents in, but I'm here, they're there. Yeah. My grandparents have them ultimately, and I hope they don't build a resentment like I did when I was living in, we don't do nothing. We don't get to go anywhere. I follow all the rules to a T, and life's, I get made fun of. I couldn't go to a movie with my friend without my parents there till I was 17 years old. We don't trust you, we don't trust the rest of the world. Really? I'm super, super sheltered. I want the boys to have at least an in-between. I think my grandparents did a good job, because they saw what happened to me. I mean, I was the golden child. I was the favorite kid. I was the obedient, never broke the rules, never got grounded, to the drug addict, the babysitter, for the whole neighborhood, to the mom that has none of her children because I fell into addiction. Drastic flop. And now I'm coming back around. So that's it. That's all I got there.
So I think what can allow me to flourish is to point out and highlight weaknesses of mine, okay, and turn them into strengths. All right, because a lot of times I can look at these things and I magnify them as just massive weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? I see the previews for this movie, and this guy, when he was born, I don't know how to describe it without sounding a little judgmental or harsh. All right, I don't even want to say his face was disfigured. He had some attributes to his face that were overly exaggerated. Mm-hmm. He really looked like a guy on Goonies. Okay. One of his eyeballs is almost protruding out his face, okay? And he notices that he's different from all the other kids, They pointed out to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't understand why everybody beat me to him. And he is asking Mom, like, why would he do this to me? And dude, her answer was, I have attention-seeking tendencies. Like, I will go out of my way to have people look at me. She said, son, you don't have that problem. You automatically get everybody's attention. It may not be the attention that you want, but take that stage and use it. So, as he grew up, he became a powerhouse and was apparently, haven't seen the movie, but just from the preview, apparently was smashing dudes on the wrestling mat, dude. And then used his weakness as a strength.
So, I was praying. I honestly can't remember what I was praying about, but I'm going to tell you the response that I got, okay? And it was, take your weakness and practice it until it becomes your asset.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't really understand what that means. Like, I didn't. I really didn't. Like, I'm like, okay, Then I started thinking about it, right? Like, so like, being an addict is one of the greatest things I've learned about myself, right? It's like an asset, really. You know what I mean? And then, like, not saying that that's like a weakness. I mean, it is a weakness, but even furthermore, like this, I still don't know exactly what. I'm not sure what to work on exactly. You know what I mean? I'm obviously a weakness. I just gotta figure out which one. Or all of them, per se. You know what I mean? But like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's kind of little different, but still kind of similar. I still cannot remember what I was praying about, but that's the answer I got.
No.
You know what I mean?
So along with both these, right? My dad used to tell me, both my parents did, your strength. One of my strengths is I hear about it now as an adult, but I remember hearing these conversations when I was younger as a couple, right? So they're like, you love unconditionally anybody you meet. I didn't have a reason not to trust you, so I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to. You're in a worse position. If I was in that position, I'd want somebody to help me. I let people come live in my house with my children that later on were not people that were wise to have in my house. But at the time, all I could see was they need help. And why would they do anything to me? I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I would never, well, I say that now. But at the time, I'm thinking, like, I would never introduce somebody to drugs, like, even if you wondered, like, my situation was that I ended up for many years with the person that very first time I ever used meth was shot up. And I had said, last night I tried something else, with the needle, so yeah, I've done it before. Right? Deep down, I think everybody knew. The rest of them who were at my house knew that I had not done that. When they found out that happened, everybody was very upset. I can't say that I wouldn't do that because then I ended up doing that with the girls' dad. Please, please, please. I mean, he was already using drugs. It wasn't the first time, but the first time he showed up was because I did it for him. You know what I mean? And, but at this point, I'm like, I'm on drugs. Same thing with we don't think about those things. But in my head, I'm like, I got people here. They're not going to trash my house. I have babies. I have, this computer has the only pictures of my boys' dad. And he was traded out for a double heroin within a month of them being in my house. The one night I wasn't home, like, I trusted you guys. Like, yeah, we fixed my house and you relapsed and now you're stealing my stuff, And so my dad's like, your weakness has, can be a strength if you learn how to use it right. So now I can still teach and love people unconditionally, but have boundaries. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know how to have any type of like, hey, I want to help you, but I got kiddos, I can tell you where to go. I'll help you out and feed you, but I can't let you in here now because, I just didn't know where that was. On top of that, I just wanted friends because I never had friends when I was with the boys' dad. Like, that's all. I cut everybody off. I didn't have any friends because we were just us together and then taking care of the kids, And I was cool with it. I was like, that's fine. I just need my person. Well, when my person offs himself, what am I supposed to do? Now I have no people. Because I have cut everybody off. I've been isolated. I've been up with his family for 3 years. I haven't been with my family. I've been up with his family, and they hate me because it's my fault, right? So everything just got flipped. And I'm learning now and hearing, when my stepdad was talking to me the other day, he's like, I tell your testimony all the time at church just about a little girl you were, and then jumped in, to what happened and tragedy and drugs and where you're at now. He's like, you're still the light that you were then, but in a different way. He's like, but the light was gone. Like, telling the story of when you hold me and my whole body's twitching. I'm like 90 pounds, 80 something pounds, sitting in his living room. He's like, what happened? And just, it broke him. He had to distance himself, and it's like you were kind and loving to it was your flaw. To now, I think you have the wisdom and the skills and the knowledge to know how to use that correctly, because that was always a strength, but it became a weakness. And so I'm learning how to do that and try to see where the strengths and weaknesses are and how to fix them. That's it.
Amen.
It's really confusing, but
Hallelujah.
I hope that came out right.
Can I get a witness from the congregation?
Amen.
Preach, sister.
I
Yeah.
hope that made sense.
Yeah.
It was pleasant having a studio audience today. Thank you.
Yes, very grateful for the live studio audience.
Yes. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes.
attending our live studio. Our live what?
Studios?
Studio audio.
So long.
So,
With a needle pulling thread.
yep, it is.
Law.
Every now and again
Note to
pushing
follow,
it.
so.
What?
Tea.
What?
A drink with jam and bread. That'll bring us back to do. It's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Yeah. So
That's the
speaking
song.
of which, have you seen the flash mob that does that song from The Sound of Music?
No, but I want to.
Oh my God! So there is a
No, that's
video
great
on
music.
YouTube.
Fantastic,
Okay.
fantastic.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Anyway, so there's a flash mob, and at Central Station, Grand Central Station. Okay, they do. Like, everyone freezes, like, at a certain time. Like, and it's like, you would think that there's just, like, maybe, like, 5 or 6 people. No, there's, like, 1,000 people,
The
okay?
flowers are so cool, man.
I always wanted to be a part of one, okay? First of all. Anyway, so they do that song, and it's on YouTube, and it is great. I love it. I absolutely love
send
it. Yes.
He has not seen Sound of Music.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's an old
We'll
movie.
have to watch it.
It's long. It is long.
More than that, I wanted to watch it.
It's good. It's good. You're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it. It's gonna be good.
Is it a musical?
No.
No.
What?
No.
It most certainly is.
It has music in it, but it's not a
Yes,
musical.
it's a musical then.
No,
it has
it's
music
not.
in it. It's a musical.
Musicals are the
Not
whole movie.
watching
okay?
it. Call me
Like,
close-minded.
Mamma Mia is probably more of a musical.
Unwilling.
That is.
That
yes.
is a musical.
Yeah.
Hamilton's fantastic, but
Yeah.
you gotta really be quick with that one. And that's a musical because the whole movie is music.
Mm-hmm.
Les Miserables, the whole movie is music. Sound of Music is a movie
It's a
with
movie.
music in it.
Yeah.
Locked down
Like a vault.
like a vault.
It's not a musical.
Clank, clank.
It is the classic of the classic movies.
La-dee-dee, la-dee-da.
That's where so.
La-dee-dee, and Chuck's Day.
Yes, it is.
It is.
You know, I actually, I don't know. I will say I did like the fact that you brought that up because it actually made me. I've been over here, like, really thinking about.
Yeah, he feels some kind of way because he's thinking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, am I the only one?
Yeah.
You are not alone.
I don't ever have to be alone again. But you were talking about earlier about the, vacation time and all this stuff, right?
Shit, here we go.
So, this is the first job that I've been at, okay? That not only was I able to receive, I got a week's paid vacation, but I still currently have 3 days left of my week's paid vacation. Also, PTO time that I could, I get, 30 minutes every week that I come to work a full, a full week without leaving or anything like that, After
Vibrating disclaimer.
after, I think it's 3 months, I get 5 hours added to it, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like there's perks that I've never received before. I've never stayed at a job except for when I was at, Papa John's long enough to receive any of these things, even if it was offered. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but I'm actually, I'm reaping the benefits. Sometimes
One of
it
those benefits
sucks.
are at my current place of work.
Yeah,
I've been there 6 months. It's the longest job I've ever had, other than the first job.
yeah.
It's at the roller rink for 3 years, and I was supposed to take that over as a business, and then we moved away. So that was a bummer. 6 months is about
Yeah.
my cap. Mostly because I moved.
No cap.
I always was moving,
Yeah.
or I worked 3 jobs at one time, and then I would just kind of move, or was over this, or if I work for a bad boss, I won't work for a bad boss. Nope. And or then I had children, so all the working stopped for a while. And what I'm finding, I was thinking about this the other day. It's not really fun to. It sent me into a whole thought process of what am I going to do if I don't find a new job? Because I haven't ever had to really take care. I mean, I've always had somebody, and I hate saying it, but in a way, I didn't have to work to make all the bills because I was with someone. And if I wasn't with someone, well, I lived off the survivor benefits off of the boys' dad. So still, I was relying on a man, whether he was around or not. Financially, I was taken care of.
Right.
For a minute, I you know what I mean? I was like, well, and that made a big decision for me. Like, I would be like, I'm not going to spend it. Like, before I became an addict, even when I drink alcohol, I was like, I'm not spending this because this is for the kids.
Right.
So I'm only allowed to spend this much on alcohol, and after that, I'm done, Or to go do fun things for me because, I'm not going to let you die in vain and spend it all on myself, So it really was used to pay for bills and groceries, and we were fine and get them stuff. So then when I'm thinking now, I'm like, I did have my own trailer. I did pay for that. I paid my own insurance, my cars, you know what I mean? With that money, that was for the boys. And if I got a second job, or got a job, it was just to help. So now that there's no boys, there's no money, there's no nothing, whatever I bring in, I have to use. I'm not used to, I've never had to do that before. This is all new. Like needing to be able to figure out how to provide 100%, just rely on just what I'm making is very, it scares me, and it feels weird to say that because I'm 30, you know what I mean? I've got, it feels weird to say that because in one way, shape, or form, I've been taken care of, whether that was in a relationship or family or, living in the car, we live off means of, jumping from house to house, but I just haven't had to figure this out. And with not getting calls back or finding something else other than being in food service. I just don't want to do that anymore. That's super unreliable to have to rely on other people to tip me. I just don't like it. I don't like it. You could have nobody come in. There's days that, my housemate will be working a double and she comes home with $30 because nobody came into the store. I'm not relying on that to make my rent. My time and my efforts and my work ethic is what I want to have that makes my money. Serving is sketchy. It's a good second job, not a main job. So I've gotten down to the point that, I was looking back and going in the military.
So, have you thought about pivoting to the grill? And that would be a cook.
So,
yes, but they wouldn't let me over even from prep. Second dish.
Whoa. You are still talking about that same entity, and we have moved on already.
I have no experience. Well, I do, but not anything that's...
You're a woman!
they teach you how to do that. That's the one thing I like about... So, I've been in the restaurant business for like 3/4 of my life, right?
It's very sexy.
Maybe so.
How many cooks are in the kitchen that are women? Most of the time, not.
No, that's not true at all.
Unless you're maybe...
It's not true at all.
I'm
There's
going to tell you,
some of the best cooks are
Mom's
women.
ran the grill.
Yeah. Some of the best cooks are women.
And
My mom is also very assertive, and she knows how
Well-
to...
well, let me repeat the words once I heard quoted to you. Grow a backbone. Beep.
So, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. The one thing I like about being in the kitchen, because it don't matter how experienced you are. Every restaurant is gonna cook differently, right? They all got a different thing. But the best part about it is they will teach you how to cook the way they want you to cook. Period.
And how many times have you cooked in a restaurant?
Once.
Good. Then you're not tainted by other experiences. And you're very moldable.
Yep. You don't need a whole lot of
that's what a lot of them look for.
Yeah.
Because she ain't going to be running around telling me, well, this is how we did it over here. This is how we do it over there. No. All you basically have is what they're going to show you.
Yep. And that every one of them will teach you. Now, I haven't been in not one restaurant where they didn't teach. I've been like my dad's.
They paid decent?
Yeah.
Than what? I mean, I don't...
It depends on where you go. Some of them are going to be, I was working at Sonic $10 an hour, but then I went to...
Our local eating hall starts out at like 18.
I went to...
plus bonuses.
Yeah. I went to Impala Series, and I was getting,
I don't recommend or suggest working there, but that's there.
Yeah. It just depends where you go.
So the servers get paid nothing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll teach you. You don't have to have a whole lot of experience to be a cook. They'll teach you.
Well, and there was a couple places that were hiring, but they wanted an experienced cook. And I'm like, well, there goes that plan. At like nursing homes, at the hospital.
Those are different. So my dad works at the hospital. But I will go back to say that my dad has been a chef since before I was born.
I've got to pause for station identification.
Okay. So yes, when that's where I said it depends on where you go. There are places like hospitals or like nursing homes or like that. It will take an experienced cook, and the reason for that is because they're done to specifications. And if you've been I'll get you, like I said, for example, my dad's, I'm 34 years old. So if you go back to when my dad was, 17, 18 years old, this is when he started cooking. You know what I mean? Like he went to college like 3 different times, I think. Mm-hmm. So he does it like professionally, you know what I mean? And then now he works at the hospital. But that's the reason why they ask for experienced cooks, you know what I mean? And when they say experience, they're not talking about like 5 years, My dad's been looking for that job for ever, So I'm 34 years old, so my dad's been cooking for 40 plus years, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think this one is probably at a nursing home or a senior living center or something, because it wasn't, you're not making very it wasn't making much more
Yeah.
than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like a year of you know, like I know how to cook for a lot of people, but because that's, you know, when we would make family things, you know how to read directions and put it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I feel like that would be, but I mean, I'll look into it. I
Yeah,
mean, I
definitely.
even I was going to start putting in applications at different food places that might, I mean, at least they're closer, because the gas it costs me right now to drive to work every day isn't paying off.
Oh yeah.
Right, so that's another problem with the pay. I just can't. No.
Yeah.
Yes, I could work more hours, but I am worth more than what I'm getting paid, and I
Yeah.
am now. So I'm gonna
So-
try to stick with that.
When I first was first got in recovery, I was working at Sonic. And then so I'm gonna give you just like a timeline, like it was when I really started progressing, and not just in recovery, but just in life in general, right? So I worked at Sonic for like 6 months, maybe, about 5. Well, no, it was 6, about 6 months. $10 an hour. That's what I started with, right? So 6 months in, I was like, I want to try to get into something different, something a little better, right? So I went from $10 an hour, okay, to $18.50, okay? But it wasn't for me. The job I had chose, I got paid $8 more. Didn't like it at all. And then I went to Impal Zeri's, making like $15.75, I think, is what I was making, as a cook.
That's the Italian restaurant in town, isn't it?
Yep.
I did apply there, and I did call in, but that was when I first moved here.
Yeah.
So I haven't checked it again.
Yeah.
Because I like Italian food.
Uh,
I like working in food till I get fed.
Yeah.
Now, you usually get fed when you work in food, but
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
times have changed. So
well, I love that job. I did. You know what I mean? My brother worked there with me. Everything was cool. You know what I mean? I know that job like the back of my hand. Okay. And then I was like, but there's more. Like I know there's something else out there. Okay.
Yeah.
To the job I am now, where I'm almost $20 an hour.
yeah.
Still, though, there's more. I know there's another job that will pay me more. You know, actively looking, somewhat. I've gotten complacent where I am at the moment.
Well,
You know?
being content with
That's the word I'm
being
looking for,
grateful
content.
for where you're at right now, instead
Yes.
of always trying to do something more where you're never happy,
Right.
is one thing.
Right.
I know a big thing is I might have to move. I might not have a choice but to have my own place
Yeah.
by the time this custody business goes down.
Right.
I can barely make the rent for where I live at, so like I can't save money to put down on my own place at where I'm at.
No.
So it's really
Man,
at
I
the
come in at the right time.
and so it's really at the point that I really need to figure something out, which is why, military popped into my brain, because that's what I was gonna do.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking about that too. I have. Like, I was laying in bed the other day and was like, why don't you join the military? Because I've realized that they've lowered the requirements again.
That means I'm still eligible.
Yes, you are.
You are.
45. That's what they moved it to. Thank
Yep.
you
I
very
thought
much.
your mom said 42. My bad.
No,
I thought she
no.
said 42 because she.
Yeah, even though, still, if I was 42, I had more years. I don't know, I think they moved it to 45 though.
It's, yeah. I believe
Could
it
be
is
wrong.
45. They also are allowing stoners
Yeah.
into the military, which is weird. 'Cause
Not really, because when you get out and and you're on like like when you get hurt, like they still prescribe things. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I was worried about the background. You know, my mom said, "Well, we can expunge it." You know, for what it's to rebuild your life, right, and to start over. I mean, the military does take care of you. My whole family's all military. to a degree, right? But
To a
if
degree.
no,
Very well said.
my family
Yeah,
knows what they know to the degree of how to
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
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 Housing, daycare, job. All this stuff is you get through boot and you there. That's all. I don't got to worry about it. Trying to get my children back as a dishwasher versus trying to get my children back. I'm going to the military. To you know what I mean? Like even your mom when I were talking, she's like going into the. If you just say you're coming in, you're getting ready to go enlist in the military. That's gonna look so much better for you to get your kids back because you're doing something with your life. You know, like I know, but I also know that what comes with that is you don't know what's gonna come with it.
Yeah, y'all
And that
gotta
scares
get me back on that page we ended a week or two ago on. I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I was just saying, you know, I mean, I thought about it. I've been thinking about
it's
it,
a
man.
thought there, but that's why I'm hoping something else happens because I'm at the point that I realize, like, I'm walking in my car, I'm at the point of a desperation of a drowning man on this job situation in housing,
Like,
and I get,
Have you prayed on that?
I did when I got back in the car. Listen, I do, catch myself and I'm like, Lord help me, because I'm in the desperation and I need to find something because I'm getting desperate.
So I consider a very close friend in the program has them acronyms, bro, okay? And it was just stated earlier. If I want a solution, I don't just pray one and done. I pray until something happens, otherwise known as push.
yeah.
So let me tell you, on my way to the job interview yesterday, I get to the light, like the last light on the way out of E-Town. It's kind of up by, I had just passed the Army recruiting center, right?
Yep.
Because it came in my head and I was like, Lord, if it's your will that I get this job, that would be great. I'm not trying to push it, right? Like I'm praying in the car. Coming up to the light. I was like, because, if it's not your will, then please just help me get out of where I'm at because I don't feel like that's where you want me to stay. Something needs to give, and I'm trying. I might be pushing it because I insisted on calling these places, but I also know sometimes you got to put action to what you're trying to do. And I was like, because if not, then you need to direct me. I need help knowing where to be directed to because I'm about to call, and I don't know if that's really the right decision. So Lord, help me figure out what I'm supposed to do. Guys, I'm at the red light. As I'm saying, I'm desperate, and I'm about to desperately go join the military if I don't figure out what to do. I'm sitting there. I had just passed the Army recruiting center. I'm sitting at the light, and I'm sitting staring ahead, and in my corner of my eye, I'm like, it's the Marine Corps recruiting van just pulled up next to me at the red light. I was like, ha ha ha, no, I'm going to the interview. Lord, let me get the interview. I was like, are you kidding me? I haven't even seen a Marine van, and it's got the big emblem on them. I know, and it says KentuckyMarines.com and this, whatever. And I was like, as I finished the prayer, direct me, I was like,
Yeah.
we're going to go to this interview.
Funny how that works,
It was
you know?
just really funny and I called my grandma too right after. She's like, man, you're never going to believe this. She's like, Bree, that's not a good idea. Like, where are the kids going to go? Like, you're trying to get them back. If you leave, they're going to just go. I'm like, I get it, Anna. I was like, it was just funny that as I'm praying, like, Lord, direct me. The Marine Corps van pulls up next to me. Like,
So one of the things that I've been, contemplating, like I said, is joining the military because, not because of the benefits, but because of the financial part of it, right? Like, I don't want to say I'll be straight, but I'll be a little better off than I am right now, right?
Right.
But I'm a felon.
mindset change that comes with military.
That too. There's the whole structure and the perception of everything will change, right? And then I'll be more self-sufficient too. It's not just the financial part. There's a whole bunch behind it that I would benefit from. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm a felon.
I was told by somebody up at the counter one day that
There's programs for that.
There's programs for that.
Yeah.
Depends on what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
from the
Mine are all-
ages of,
Yeah.
I don't know, but they might
Mostly.
where they when desperate times call for desperate measures,
Yeah.
so they make exceptions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you
So-
never know. All you can do is ask. And
That-
that was what you know what I mean. Like I can at least look into it. So,
Yeah.
but at least ask if it's something. You know what I mean? I already know. Well, I mean that was years ago. But I did take an ASVAB. I did pass the MEPS physical with flying colors, and I was sworn in. I was supposed to go in October, right out of high school. Supposed
Yeah.
to leave October 21st, 2011,
Yeah.
and they screwed up all my stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, I have a little bit of confidence now. At least I know I've done it before, but I'm also a lot more blind. I have no teeth, and I'm I wasn't.
Gosh.
Since then, but you know, it's just one of those things that I can feel the desperation, and I don't want to make a decision just because I'm desperate now to because I feel the crunch time coming in. I'm gonna find out on Wednesday what the judge is gonna say about me getting the girls more, and I just have a feeling that they're gonna want me to find my own place.
I feel like
I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
that eventually will be the
Bro,
place.
how much do you pay in rent? How much do you pay in rent?
I pay $145 a week at the moment.
Whoa.
When I first moved in, it was $165 a week.
Just
And
a
when
quick
the
math, that's $600 a month.
When the girls move in, it's $20
That's rent.
a week per kid more.
That's $600 a month.
That's $200
That's
a
rent
week.
somewhere.
Right.
When the girls move in, it's $205 a week.
That's over $800 a month rent somewhere.
Yeah.
A month, not a week. So
But that includes all the stuff. I mean, all of our bills are included in that. I used to pay $600 a month for a place off Melanie Lane when I was here 9 years ago.
Paying that much and you living in somebody else's house.
With 9 other people. That house's rent is $3,800 a month.
Okay, so I hear I need to start a halfway house.
yeah, I've been saying the same thing for a minute
My
now.
mom has already talked. She wants to talk to different states. She's at the point that my mom wants to open. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there.
Okay.
But
So
either way, it
let's
doesn't
talk to
work.
mom about funding us a halfway house. I mean, I'll move in it. I'll hit it.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for a while now. Okay, just specifically like it don't even have to be like a halfway house. You could do like a boarding house.
Yeah.
Okay, the same
I'm not
thing.
familiar with all the terminology.
Well-
all I know is it's going to be a structure, and you're going to have to
Yeah,
follow
follow
a
certain things.
criteria.
Right.
We're
Or,
supposed to be doing that.
well, there's not going to be a supposed to. Because
Yeah.
you either are
Or you're
not.
not. Yeah.
And if you're not, then you're not staying here.
Yeah, but you know, I've been saying this for a long. I'm just like I've been in the wrong business. We're not gonna get into this, okay? Because this is a whole rabbit hole that we can go down. All right, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole right now, okay? But I will say, okay, that I have been trying to figure out how to do that.
See, that's why I have had the faint thought in the back of my mind about going and staying at this Oxford house.
Uh huh.
But the fact that I'm paying this rent to somebody else and it's not even my place,
Yeah.
I have little say and little to do, little freedom in the place I'm paying such amount of rent at.
Yes. So
We live at the minimum.
when we are
35.
So when we are not in recording mode, I will discuss that a little
I'm
further.
glad you bring that up because that and the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a rabbit hole in my stomach right now.
Mine
I'm
too.
starving.
Yeah, I'm too.
Okay.
I know you hear my stomach over here. Plus, I'm not gonna lie
Mine
to
is
you. Yeah, but anyway.
Yes. Grateful.
Gracious.
Rifles it is. Good conversation today, guys.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. I'm grateful for that. Piece that you brought up there because that was good. It actually made me think, a little bit more deep into myself, if you will. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. Anyhow, I'm grateful I got to sit here and do the podcast with you guys tonight, or this morning. I'm grateful for both of you. I'm grateful for my job, my car, my higher power, for the viewers, and I'm grateful that I have a place to go. I call home that I can go to, especially when I'm in, a mood or like just going through it and I feel better. That place being here. Even if there's nobody here, I can come here, I can just sit on the porch and my day's already better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to see anybody or talk to anybody. I can just come here and I feel better. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the perception change that I have due to a spiritual awakening. Yeah. That's what I'm grateful for.
Right on, right on.
Powerful, yeah.
No.
I need to give it a second.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm grateful. Man. I don't even know now. I was going to say nasal passages, but I'm not really grateful for him at the moment. Jeez, oh, Pete. Terrible timing. I'm grateful for,
I'm sorry.
man, live video audience. Grateful. Hey, y'all tune in next week. I believe and anticipate we're going to have a guest, and I think y'all will thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
those of you that are out there listening. And for those of you that leave comments, comment something that you want to leave on there. Don't be deleting your comments. I'm going to have to see if I can fix this where you can never delete your comments. Because I seen comments, and then I tried to show my boy the comments, and there were no comments. I don't like that.
Yeah.
If the comments are deleted, they should be deleted by me.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Anywho, I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful that my higher power, God, gave his only son. I cannot imagine giving anybody, let alone my son, so that I can live.
Let alone my only son.
My only son.
Not just a son, but my
Right.
only son.
Yeah. Just so I could live in this world,
Yeah.
to give me free will and the power of choice. Serenity, courage, and wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the possibilities of change and new beginnings. And the power to see things that way today.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
One more. I'm grateful for everything that I've gone through to get to where I am today. All those trials, tribulations, persecutions, convictions to get to where I am today. I'm grateful for all of that. Okay, your turn.
Thank you. Oh, one more.
Okay.
I'm grateful for flatulence, because if without it, we would explode.
This is this is true. And I would, because I can't burp, so there's only one option for me.
You know, Mama said can't, never could do nothing.
But can you not even make yourself do it?
No, I don't know how to burp. I can't, never have.
Don't know how. Oh,
It doesn't work. Nothing. I've never been able to burp.
So have you tried someone like to pat you on the back?
Listen. Hello.
You got a person there in a chair, white. Jerry left her purse here, dude.
I'll call her.
All right.
All right. So I am grateful I lost whatever we were talking about, but we'll just get to the grateful here so we can.
Can't burp.
The burp.
Oh yeah,
the
I
pat
can't
under the
burp.
back.
Yeah, no. Like my sister used to chug down root beer and stuff because she could like belch her ABCs, right?
Yeah.
It didn't work.
I can make
I
myself
would just
burp
get a stomach
my
ache,
disease.
and then, you know,
So
you're on just
So that's what you're grateful for?
No.
Oh,
I'm
Okay.
answering the question.
you're not grateful for it.
I'm grateful that I don't explode.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just commenting on your
Oh.
on your grateful.
Okay.
So that you're grateful that you don't explode.
That for flatulence.
I mean, I guess you're
would
grateful for
explode.
something.
I am grateful. I am grateful for many adventures. I am grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for clarity of thought, for answered and unanswered prayers,
Amen.
for being able to see life in a whole new way today, to be grateful for all the things that I have, for things that are to be, and how to just participate in life today. What is my name?
Go ahead, finish. I will reach out. I will touch on that just momentarily.
Okay. And then what I didn't get to mention about this week was I am very grateful that I got to have some fun time with a very sweet mama, reading and
That was weeding.
Weeding?
That wasn't a speech impediment, and she didn't mean to say reading.
I said-
She meant to say weeding.
Weeding.
I got to read.
Oh, like pulling weeds?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I was confused
Very,
from
very,
that.
very
I
lady.
found it very hilarious that when I had once arrived home, and Miss Bree and the wonderful lady that she speaks of are walking away from me. That let's not fail to mention that Bree had accompanied this lady all around town half of the day, and failed to mention that she had bird shit on her shoulder.
All day?
Yep. I found it quite hilarious. Okay.
Listen, you.
Listen, wait, what are you saying?
The shirt that was worn says, "I feel like I look very blessed."
Okay.
And the picture, how this started, was the sweet bird was on her shoulder. I didn't know it was bird crap, it was green. I thought it had something to do with the weeds. She was cutting down tree limbs. She had a cute little baby chainsaw. Cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was dead by the time I got there, so I didn't get to use it. But, in all that...
It works?
Yes! She got a bunch of little trees. It's like this big, dude. Just like this little baby chainsaw.
Is that what it sounds like? I don't
Seems
know.
like a perfect opportunity to cut a limb off, and I don't mean from the tree.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
And she stashes it in a little mailbox. It's like...
It looks like a
So
drill.
this is all... Dude, I'm like, is that a little...
It's the size of a drill, but it's a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's a
She
drill
stashes it
saw.
in a mailbox. It was awesome. It was super cool. Anyway,
So-
it was a very fun day. And I was very grateful for that. That was a very fun part of my week.
Okay.
Knowledge bomb dropped.
Kaboom.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm grateful for the people that are in my life today. And...
Yes. I'm grateful for the people that are not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what my confusion may have been about a moment ago, as I was...
Confused.
Oh, very. Can you read backwards?
Somewhat.
The footprints in the
I
sand.
see that. So you can hang it on a mirror.
It's totally backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's...
I think it's supposed to be one of those.
All I can think about is Missy Elliott.
Oh. You know.
It's
I
my
know
foot
who
people
Missy-
that ever lap yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I know who she is now, but I know some of her songs. Is there a specific one you're talking about, or just...
I just said it.
Yeah.
It's my foot people that ever lap yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite Missy Elliott songs. I can.
Not her and her brat, bro.
Yeah. I can rap that entire song.
Yeah.
And
Anyhow.
we're not going to get into that.
All right. So.
Grateful for fun facts of random songs.
Yeah.
But-
And random thoughts.
Yeah.
Regardless of where they may go.
Yeah.
Because they don't go where they used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
and for the comfortability I have in this group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
So.
There's another one.
And now we'll go into closing. With the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Are we familiar with that? So we know how we're starting and where it will go and how it will end.
Yeah.
Okay, so a moment of silence for they're still sick and suffering. Babies born into this disease by no choice of their own. Followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Prayer.
God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today.
Keep on coming back, bruh.